God, there's so many things to talk about. What were we doing in October 2004?
I think we were doing some UK European tour, I think.
Yes, we were on tour with the Kills after the Mercury. Yeah, so we were just finishing touring that first album then.
We've released 5 studio albums and a greatest hits.
Yeah.
And we've toured the world and we've played in Colombia quite a few times.
It feels like there are so many things that happened. It's almost overwhelming to try and recall all at once. It was really fun when we started off. It was a fun social activity. And I think that's the best part of being in a band. And that's, a great motivator. And the band at the moment is an enjoyable social activity as well. And I think when you lose that, it's very difficult to do anything. So make sure that it doesn't feel like work. It's got to feel like the thing that you do instead of work. Being in a band it's about rock and roll. It's about rebellion. It's about not doing the straight thing. It's about stepping outside regular life and being a bit of a rebel and make sure you keep on enjoying that.
Yeah.
I don't think fear is a negative thing either. I mean, fear is something that gives you a thrill, that gives you a buzz, makes you feel alive. Think of some of the greatest enjoyable experiences in life are based around fear. If you go on a roller coaster or you watch a horror film, you're playing with that nice edgy excitement of confronting fear. Also, the other great things you do in your life as well, like asking somebody out on a date. Think of the fear that you have to come over to do that. And the more fear you have to come over, probably the greater the achievement you're going to make in the end. And as for the concept of the album, I guess it was just something that we didn't set out to do necessarily, but just something that revealed itself as the work progressed.
I like the theme of the song, setting out our stall for for what we think, the idea of our band to us is.
Yes. I mean, I think as a band we've always been audacious in a particular way. I don't think we follow the paths of a lot of regular bands. We don't necessarily dress or behave like a lot of other bands, which I think is probably quite an audacious thing in itself. I always felt that we were an audacious band, even if I didn't verbally acknowledge it until now. It was our friend Andy who made the video. He's brilliant. And he actually played in the band for a wee while as well.
I think that the video, I feel that the video is quite audacious in some ways. There's a very easy route if you're in a band making a music video, and just let's just try and look as cool as possible. Be moody and have everything darkly lit.
We love the idea of backstage, because I know that when we were fans, when you're a fan of a band, you have fantasies of what it might be like backstage. After this incredible show, imagine what happens after that. Yeah. It's going to be incredible. So we wanted to show what that was actually like in the video.
Yeah, I remember the very first time we were backstage at a music festival was in Scotland at T in the Park, and we were brand new. We were lucky enough to have this dressing room backstage. I remember sitting in the dressing room, being absolutely terrified about the show. But the Flaming Lips were also playing that day, and how they have all those people dressed in those outrageous costumes. And I looked out the window, and there was just it was like being in the circus. I was like, this was all the time. And then I think REM were there as well. And I saw Michael Stipe across the field. I was like, wow, this is insane. This is what a life.
Yeah.
We love Latin America.
Yeah.
So.
I love this relationship. It's a really good one.
Latin America over the years and tour and meet fans there, and the shows there are always fantastic. The crowds in Latin America. I mean, you probably hear this all the time, but it's true. When bands come from the UK, whatever. But they are some of the best audiences in the whole world. It's
I think there's something about our music as well. You often see it with different bands that they connect with different parts of the world in particular ways, but I think there's something about the energy of our band and just something about our nature that connects very well with the Latin American psyche. And likewise, and we connect very well with being over there as well. We love it. It's the treat of the year. It's the bit that we look forward to the most. So yeah.
It's quite, and also this time for this record, we're coming here at the beginning of an album, kind of, coming out and stuff, which is exciting for us. Often it's often been the final place we visited with an album, whereas this time round it's going to be the first place.
It's not just everybody's aware of it. Of course we have to be, because it's our not just our own personal destruction, but our destruction as a species, as a planet, which we sort of face up to. And putting things out on bio vinyl is a very small kind of move towards it. But I think if everybody makes as small a move as they can, it soon adds up. And we're doing other things as well. We're trying to the amount of equipment that we travel with across the world, we're trying to reduce to the smallest amount possible. Again, just so that it's a small gesture, but lots of small gestures add up to make a big gesture.
El universo Radiónica en www.radionica.rocks.